We've all felt it before, that creeping sensation that someone is watching us, that subtle chill when the hair starts rising on the back of your neck. But for my coworker, it wasn't just a feeling. It wasn't just paranoia. He really was being watched. And whatever was following him didn't just scare him, it made him sick. Sick in ways no doctor could explain. For weeks, he wasted away, haunted by shadows, and the only thing that seemed to help was a night-long prayer session that nearly broke him. This is his story. It began with little things. He told me he'd be at home late at night, sitting on the couch or in his kitchen, when suddenly he'd feel eyes on him, like someone was standing just behind his shoulder. Every time he'd turn around, there was nothing. At first, he tried to laugh it off. He said maybe it's stress, fatigue, or an overactive imagination. We all brushed those moments aside. But then, the shadows came. He started seeing them everywhere. At the edge of his vision, black shapes flitting across the room. In the corners of his house, darker than the darkness itself. Once, he swore he saw one lean out of his hallway, a tall, thin figure, featureless, but watching him, before it slipped back into the dark. That was when things got worse, because soon, his body began to fail him. He'd always been healthy, rarely even caught a cold, but suddenly, he was bedridden, with fever, chills, and nausea. He said it felt like something was draining the life out of him. Doctors ran tests, but nothing came back conclusive. No virus, no infection, nothing they could treat. Meanwhile, the shadows grew bolder. He'd wake in the middle of the night to find his bedroom filled with them, moving along the walls, sliding over the ceiling. His body felt heavy, pinned down, too weak to fight. And every morning, he was worse. Paler, thinner, more broken. It was as if the shadows weren't just watching him. They were feeding on him. When he finally told me, he looked like a shell of himself. I could see the fear in his eyes. He said he didn't think he had much time left. His family were desperate for answers. They reached out to a local pastor, someone known for dealing with cases of oppression, hauntings, even possession, and the pastor agreed to help. It happened on a Friday night. The pastor, my coworker, and his family gathered in the house. They prayed for hours. At first, nothing happened, but as the prayers grew louder, more desperate, the atmosphere in the house changed. The air grew thick, heavy, and cold. And then, the shadows came. They didn't just linger in corners anymore. They filled the room, crawling across the walls, stretching across the ceiling, shapes twisting and writhing. My coworker collapsed, racked with chills and violent shaking. He screamed that they were touching him, clawing at him, trying to drag him away. The pastor shouted prayers over the noise, demanding the shadows leave. And slowly, they did. By dawn, the house was still, silent. My coworker lay weak on his bed, drenched in sweat, but breathing easier than he had in weeks. And when he stood, something had changed. The fever was gone. The sickness lifted. For the first time in months, he felt free. He never saw the shadows again. The sickness never returned. But he swore that night was real. He swore those shadows were alive, feeding on him, trying to destroy him. And the only thing that saved him was prayer. So what do you think? Were these shadows demons preying on him until his body gave in? Or was it something darker, something we don't even have a name for? Comment your thoughts below. And if you've ever felt that awful sensation of being watched, or seen shadows moving where no shadows should be, share your story. Because sometimes, what makes us sick isn't just inside us. Sometimes, it's standing in the corner, waiting. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, sleep well.